Coming to you from the 2023 SVG College Summit, Brandon Costa from Sports Video Group. Thrilled to be here in Atlanta, catching up with everyone in the SVG College community. Collegiate sports video production with one of the best in the biz, Dennis Trapani from Wyoming. Wonderful to see you, sir. How you been?
Good to see you, man. I've been doing good. It's been a long year, but now we get to finally relax and hang out for a little bit, so it's been good.
Well, thanks so much for coming out. I know you're probably one of the longest journeys here of anyone who's come to the conference, so thank you for making the trip. You were on a panel here today kind of talking about like what things kind of go in motion and fall into place when your linear broadcast partner, whether that's an ESPN or for you guys, AT&T SportsNet and RSN, comes calling and says, hey, we want to put you on linear television. So for your department specifically, what does that set into motion? What does that mean, and how is it different from maybe everything else you do?
You know, we had a couple positions, maybe an extra producer, maybe an extra AD or something like that. But generally, it's not all that different from what we do normally. I think one of the really important things is to prepare your kids for that moment, your student workers. You know, we had that situation that I talked about on the panel a couple of years ago. We got a huge basketball game dropped on our lap, and I didn't have access to my freelancers like I normally would because I only had about 2 weeks' notice to put a crew together. So I had to throw the kids into the deep end really without swimmies. But they were ready because every show we do is about perfecting your reps and getting better and understanding how a broadcast flow works. And the students, they knocked it out of the park because they were ready for it.
Yeah. We got a good question from the audience where a current student asked, you know, how do we prove to our broadcast partner that we can do this? And I think you made a really good point. It's like, I don't know if there's anything other than time. Like, how do you just prove it, I guess?
Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. When I got to Wyoming back in 2013, I had come from the College of Charleston where we were doing ESPN3. We were doing linear for local TV in Charleston. And I said, you know, I want to do that here at Wyoming. I want to continue my career down that path. And that was 2013. I didn't accomplish that goal until about 3 years ago. And it took all that time of building and making the show 0.5% better every single time. And finally we got there, and now we do it on a pretty regular basis.
Nice. Well, that's, I imagine, one of the highlights from the past year. Like you said, we're kind of buttoned up, but when you look back at this past year, a lot accomplished. What stands out to you?
I would say probably our linear package with AT&T SportsNet. We did a handful of basketball, both men and women, for them. Huge deal for our women's basketball team because the only other time they'd been on linear TV is when they won the Mountain West Championship a couple of years ago. They were on CBS. But to be able to put them on linear TV, and AT&T SN is in 9-10 different states. Big deal for recruiting, big deal just for the program in general to have that many eyeballs on them. So that was very cool for me that a team that usually doesn't get that amount of exposure got it.
Congratulations on another tremendous year. Again, we appreciate you making the trip and for sharing your expertise with our audience. Always great to see you, man.
Of course, thanks for having me.
All right, for more of everything going on here at the 2023 SVG College Summit, you can head on over to our website at sportsvideo.org.